In recent years, China's naval developments have often made international headlines with dramatic displays of ship launches and tonnage surges. But in 2025, those stories are becoming rarer. Gone are the constant images of massive warships sliding into the sea with confetti and cheers. Instead, the global community is witnessing a conspicuous pause, a moment of calm that raises eyebrows. The People's Liberation Army Navy plan, long associated with breakneck shipbuilding, has shifted gears. The numbers tell a striking story. In 2024, just 95,000 tons of new vessels were launched, impressive by global standards, yet a marked decline compared to previous years. Even more revealing is the projected output for 2025, which could dip to a 10-year low of just 47,500 tons. At first glance, this deceleration appears to contradict China's well-documented ambitions to project power beyond its shores. However, upon closer inspection, the quieter docks reflect a deeper transformation rather than a retreat. The plan is rebalancing, not shrinking, its capabilities. This transformation includes not just the design and technology of its warships, but also the underlying doctrine that guides naval operations. Coastal defense, once the backbone of China's naval strategy, is being phased out in favor of long-range, open-ocean operations that demand fewer, but more sophisticated, vessels. The impact of this recalibration is evident across all ship classes. Flagship destroyers like the Type 055 and Type 052D continue to form the backbone of surface fleet upgrades, but their rollouts are becoming more deliberate. The commissioning process now takes years, reflecting the complexity of integrating advanced technologies such as dual-band phased array radar and vertical launch systems. The first batch of 8 Type 055 destroyers has already entered service, while 2 more are expected to join by mid-2026. Type 052DS are faring slightly better in terms of commissioning pace, with 5 new ships expected this year, including several that are already undergoing sea trials. More surprising is the sudden halt in the construction of the Type 054B frigate, a class once celebrated as a key step in planned modernization. The first ship, Lull, entered service in January 2025, barely 18 months after its launch, signaling a leap in efficiency compared to Western counterparts like the U.S. Constellation class. Yet, instead of continuing production, shipyards have reverted to building the older 054A model. This curious regression is believed to be driven by cost and procurement priorities. While some joke that the plan is too thrifty to afford more 055 destroyers, the decision reflects a deeper rationalization of strategic needs and budgetary efficiency. Simultaneously, the Navy is accelerating retirements at an unprecedented scale. 22 Type 056 corvettes, once instrumental in nearshore patrols, have been withdrawn, many transferred to the China Coast Guard or converted for secondary uses. These ships, once considered modern, are now deemed insufficient for the demands of blue water operations. Likewise, legacy platforms like the Type 053H3 frigate Jiangmen and Russia-supplied Sovereignty-class destroyers are approaching obsolescence. Even the formidable Kilo-class submarines, once envied by the West, are nearing the end of their service lives. The plan is methodically shedding its Cold War-era hardware. What becomes of these retired ships? Far from being scrapped outright, many are repurposed. Some are handed over to friendly states such as Sri Lanka, others serve as training platforms or educational exhibits. The plan is clear. Streamline frontline capabilities while preserving the institutional knowledge embedded in older vessels. This process of subtraction before addition allows the plan to focus resources on a new generation of more capable warships and support vessels. Meanwhile, on the horizon, China's third aircraft carrier, Fujian, is preparing for service after completing its 8th sea trial. At over 80,000 tons, this electromagnetic catapult-equipped vessel marks China's leap into the elite club of true carrier navies. With its 3 catapult tracks, a hangar that accommodates over 60 aircraft, and dual-band radar capable of tracking hundreds of targets across 2,000 kilometers, Fujian represents a game-changing platform. The addition of the KJ-600 early warning aircraft and J-15D electronic warfare fighters will give it U.S. comparable carrier strike capabilities. The 076 amphibious assault ship, still shrouded in some mystery, may be even more revolutionary. A recent U.S. think tank report suggests its displacement could exceed 50,000 tons, with an electromagnetic catapult enabling the launch of large unmanned systems. Unlike conventional amphibious assault ships, which rely on VTOL aircraft, the 076 may usher in a new era of drone-based amphibious warfare. Paired with the established 075 class, this new vessel will likely alter the operational dynamics of future maritime landings. This qualitative transformation extends beyond combat ships. China's supply fleet, long considered a logistical bottleneck, is receiving upgrades too. The 901 class comprehensive supply ship, capable of sustaining speeds of 25 knots, is now seen as indispensable for extended carrier operations. But with only 2 in service, naval planners are reportedly pushing for a rapid expansion of replenishment capabilities, a critical element in sustaining global reach. In a fitting metaphor circulating among naval analysts, China's navy used to eat just to fill its belly. Now, it dines with discernment. The plan is transitioning from an expansion-driven model to one of selective enhancement, where every platform must earn its place in a broader, more sophisticated strategy. This means prioritizing survivability, power projection, and networked warfare over sheer numbers. Still, signs of resurgence are emerging. In April 2025 alone, the plan launched the 12th Type 055 destroyer, Harbin, and the 37th Type 052D, Shigatse. The commissioning of additional 052DS, Weinan, Sangzhou, and Suzhou, marks a steady march toward bolstering regional air defense. The 055's 112-cell vertical launch system and dual-band radar have turned skeptics into believers. The class is now seen as the cornerstone of China's surface fleet. With deployment stretching across the North Sea, South China Sea, and East China Sea fleets, these warships now form the plan's maritime vanguard. At the same time, Fujian prepares to join Liaoning and Shandong, forming a tri-carrier battle group that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. When that happens, China will have completed a naval metamorphosis of global consequence, a transformation not built on press releases or tonnage statistics, but on strategic purpose. In a time when noise often measures progress, the quietude of China's shipyards in 2025 speaks volumes. The plan is not pausing, it is evolving. In the silence of its docks and the slow, deliberate launches, one can hear the sound of strategy, echoing deep into the Pacific.